Hey dancers, you know that the emotion we feel every day are extremely real, yes, of course. And when we are working our mindset, it can be little disempowering. You heard often, you should trust how you feel. But what if your feelings were not actually the truth and they were the one that misguide you? If you want to know what I'm talking about, stay tuned. Hello creative souls, welcome to the sanctuary where you can transform your dance and soul and speak your authentic voice. I am Chandini, I am a dancer, and today I am the one who created the only app that exists to support you as a dancer through your mindset, your artistic direction, your positioning, your branding, or just how to really own your dance career on your terms so that your dance career becomes the best things you are doing in life and not anymore a golden cage where you have so much obligation, you are chasing the industry, the visibility, the algorithm, where you go back to your soul purpose, to your why in your dance, and this is why you get successful. This is why you get all the opportunity because now your mindset is on board and it's not anymore going to sabotage you. Plus, I help you how to manifest the best opportunity for your dance career. So, if you want to join, it is inside the Temple of Flow, my app. The link is inside the channel, or I will drop it in the description below. Emotions can be very tricky. And you always have to remember when you manifest, when you work your mindset, emotions are not a deciding authority. Same time, mindset does not mean high vibes and positive attitude all the time, means suppressing your emotion. No, we don't do that. Suppressing emotion is bullshit, so we slap this bullshit. So how to combine the fact that yes, I feel strong emotion that are tagged a little as negative, plus in the same time, they should not be the deciding authority, but I should not suppress them. What the fuck I do? This is what we are going to talk in this video. So, when you are feeling an emotion that you tag as negative, means anxious, tired, uncomfortable, or something is worrying you, you have a fear, okay. You have to understand that we have this automatism and conditioning about when we feel an emotion, immediately we are tagging a narrative to it. And most of the time, because the emotion feels negative and comfortable, we directly attach a disempowering narrative. And we are trusting more what we see in the 3D, in our 3D reality, rather than what we are trying to decide as a new story with our mind. And the problem is that when we are not aware of this, when we start to fall into the emotion deciding of the narrative, then we are starting to take action from it. So means we don't take any more action from the new truth we have decided and we want to manifest, but we take it from the old story, the old identity that's being recalled with this emotion. Because emotion, we are human, and even though I'm used to mindset and I manifest a lot of things, we all have emotion. I am no different. And there is some topic to manifest that can feel very hard, the resistance compared to others because a lot of emotion are involved. Again, I'm not saying like everyone will manifest in different way, and even the same single person will manifest a different topic in a very different way. What I have noticed from me is that yes, when there is a lot of emotion involved, it seems to be more difficult when actually in the eyes of science and the quantum field is not, but my perception is different because I have these feelings and this emotion. When some other topic, I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Anyways, it will happen. I have no doubt on that. So no much emotion is being involved. So I always get this manifestation. And because I have no emotion involved, I also notice that I don't care about the time it will take to get this manifestation. Time is not anymore relevant. But when you're very emotionally implicated, you see time when it's going to happen because you need to feel the relief now because it's so much uncomfortable in the pain and you really want it so badly. So there's a lot of things that happening and can make you feel that it looks like either the manifestation takes delay because it does, because also we are varying because of this emotion, or you just have a different perception of time because it feels more like urgent. Emotion feels immediate. They feel so freaking solid. They feel so real. But it's just a moment. But how much time, even me included, we felt like, oh no, I will never be happy again. This is the worst things ever happened in my life. No, it's gone. I will never be positive anymore. It's like you felt so much strong emotion, and finally the next, after 1 or 2 days, you are fine and it's back. You are back to normal. But you thought at that moment, oh, it's the worst of the worst. Like, that's how our emotion. What matters? We should not dwell in emotion. Because if we don't dwell in it, they will go away by themselves. And this is where it can be tricky. And this is where, I'm sorry to say that, but the only way to do it is to be extremely disciplined with ourselves. I'm not saying that manifestation should take effort, but I will be also very honest with you. There is some of my manifestations, they take a lot of effort for me, because the narrative, the older narrative was so strong that yes, I really have to put effort to maintain my mind. But I would rather put effort to maintain my mind than my reality never change. So choose your hard. But I'm not saying it has to be hard, but if you experience that it is hard, it's normal, and just understand that, yes, you will have to put effort for this because of your past narrative that is so strong, the older story, the older habit you have that's so much ingrained in you that the deconditioning phase of this process will ask you a bit of effort, but it's worth it at the end. Because when we do mindset, it's like in the same time process of deconditioning the old story plus reconditioning on the new story. And it's not like a phase 1, you do this, then you go to phase 2. It's all at the same time happening. You decondition and recondition yourself at the same exact minute. So when you feel an emotion, this is where you must be careful. What narrative do you attach to it? And if you want to know it, it's very easy. When you get this emotion, when these things happen in your reality that makes you trigger this emotion, you know for sure that the first things you tell to yourself is the old story. 100% of the time. Because it's automatic thought. You don't even have time to think that your brain already thought something and telling you. That's your automatic system. That you know that, okay, here is my old story. This is the first things I heard in my mind. Doesn't matter if you heard it. The aim is not to control even the first thought happening at the microsecond. No, you let it. You hear it. Oh, this is what I'm thinking. No, now I decide. What matters is the second thought you are choosing. Once you heard the whole story, what do you choose? You accept it. It is the truth. You agree with it. So then you reinforce it. Then you manifest more of this older reality. Or this is where here you disrupt and you say like, no, not my reality anymore. This is not my identity anymore. No. And then this is where you start to maybe regulate your nervous system, to calm down, or to just accept your emotion to be there, but knowing that they do not decide the narrative. Gonna feel the emotion, but in your head, the narrative is be decided that it is the new story only. And if you know how to do that really step by step in your reality for any topic, whether it's personal or your dance life, I have the Disruptive Mind Challenge inside my app. It's inside the free part of my app, and I bet you not, this challenge is still what I do each and every day for very big trigger. When I have very, very big trigger, this is exactly the same process I apply over and over. I know some of my clients, they take back the challenge every month because they need a reset. This is really an amazing challenge, and I left it for free because for me, this is the key of everything, and I feel like everyone should have access to it. So you want this free training, it's easy. You just go to my Temple of Flow app. You don't need to log in. You don't need any account to register. You can right away click the link that's going to be on my channel or in the description below. And from there, you get access. You get access to it. You can listen to it right away and just apply it in your daily life. Now let's talk about what really are feelings. So feelings, actually, they are a nervous system reaction that's coming from fear, survival, and past experiences. You won't I mean, like, we are being alive for so many times that we don't remember how was our first years of life, where we started to learn a lot of things. We don't really remember that, or what we remember, we don't even really know if it is true or not, because our mind also does change memories all the time. It's a kind of a copy mechanism, or if we rewrite it because he forgot, and the mind never accept that there is a gap in something, so you always fill it with something else. So this is why I was watching a big documentary about that, but that could be a topic for another video. But to say that even the most solid memory we think we have, it's actually all recreated by our mind. Like, it started for something real, but how we see now this memory in our head is completely recreated, because the mind have forgot over years and filled the gap, and we repeated the same story. So just to say, but the nervous system, every time something was happening through this survival moment, it created emotion and it stored it. It stored it in our body. It stored it in our also subconscious. This is why also I always say that we have sometimes somatic pain. You get pain in your back, you get pain in your shoulder. Me, it's always, I always get headache here. I don't know why. Because when there is something that bothering you mentally, it's speak in your body. Because it is linked to this nervous system, you know? So this is when you understand that where comes the feelings. It comes from that. Because again, the aim of your ego mind is to keep you alive. Keep you alive for him means keep you in something familiar when I can predict. Your brain is made to predict. It's a predicting machine. If you cannot predict, then you panic. Even if it has to predict the worst for you, it feels better because at least I can predict it. This is where your mind is fucking you all the day long. And especially your ego mind will always want to bring you in something familiar. Even if something you are freaking sad at all. Like, let's say you're hustling in your dance career, you are in a life you don't like, have you been with the people who does not serve your interests or are very like toxic to you. You would prefer rather stay there than try something new because you have no idea how it's going to go, what's going to happen. It feels scary. Even if you have 90% chance that it gets better, still that 10% fear is going to take back control over you and will tell you like, no, I stay there. Unless you work your mindset. I'm saying that when we are not consciously manifesting. So understand that all these emotions, I know they could be very intense, but they are just reaction. It's a mix of our body reaction, the past story, the new story, our narrative in our head. It's a mix of a lot of things. The aim is not to try to understand them. It's just to accept they are there. And accept we are not giving you more food. You just stay there. You starve there. When you are tired, you go away. But like, it's just that. Don't try to decode too much. Because when you fall in over-analysis, you disconnect also from the moment and what you decide. And you just, this is why people can stay forever in healing process. Because you try to understand everything. You try to solve. When actually you have to understand that there is nothing to solve in you. There is nothing wrong with you. You just have to decide what happened in your life through your mindset. You have just to decide which identity you are, what's happened to you, what's your self-concept, how the world and this and that behave with you, and that's it. You just choose a story for yourself. Like if you were a character of a book, you choose what's going to happen to you, what's your story. You are the hero of your story, okay? So there is no need to decode all of that. Healing will come indirectly by just, okay, this is what I decide about my identity, who I am being, what's going to happen to me. That's it. You stick to it. You persist in it. And you let emotion comes and go. You don't need to do an analysis with them. Because when we manifest, it's an entire deciding game. If now I have to explain again manifestation, I will say manifestation is just deciding about one story and sticking to it until it becomes true, aka manifested in your surrounded reality, until you persist, until you can see it with your 5 senses. That's all it is. It's deciding, persisting until it's hardened into fact in your reality and perceivable. Is that an English word? Until you can perceive with your 5 senses. This is why also we say why you manifest. And your reality is the opposite of what you are seeing. You have to deny your 5 senses and trust more your internal world, your mind, what you are saying and stating as a new story instead of trusting what you see outside of you. Manifesting is that. So how we do it, and this step by step, but it can look like a little more messy when you are in the moment, especially with strong emotion, but basically it's that. You notice the emotion, you feel it. Okay. First, you observe, you tag it. What's that one mean, observe? You tag it like, okay, I feel anxious right now. I feel fear. You can ask yourself, why do I feel fear? But to be honest, you already know it, because this is why. Because if you have, I'm telling you that, if you have a body reaction, it means the thought already happened. But maybe we were not conscious or we did not heard it because it goes so fast. Our mind thinks so freaking fast. So I can assure you that if you have the feeling in your body, means the thought already happened. So you already know what's going on. So your next step is that, okay, it's there. I feel anger. I feel anxious. Okay, I know for why. What do I decide? It's there where you decide, no, I have said that now my new identity is I have these things, I have this life, this is how things go for me. Now I don't have any more money problem. Now I am successful. Now I am visible. Now these things, everything is fine. You redecide. This is my reality. And understand that, yes, I know in the 3D is showing me the opposite because it is delay. It is showing me my past self-concept. So if I stick long enough and persist to this new self-concept, in the same way, it has no choice than showing up in my reality. This is exactly the inner conversation I have with myself in this moment of emotion. So now it looks like quiet and calm when I say that. But in my mind, it's really another level. But this is, in the words, this is exactly what I tell myself. This is how I take my self-discipline. And then I could be crying, I could be angry, I could feel like completely paralyzed inside my body. Doesn't matter, I decide. Once you decide, you can move into nervous system regulation. So then it will depend on a lot of people. And even me, I don't choose always the same things according to how I feel, what kind of emotion. So it should be like how you feel it in the moment. So not the feelings of the fear and the anger, but what you feel like, okay, that will help me right now, or that's better to don't do that. Because again, nervous system regulation should not be another copy mechanism when you force yourself to do something. So it could be like just move on and just do another task that take your mind out, distract yourself from this topic, like that by itself, your nervous system will regulate itself. Just because you stop to give attention and focus, you regulate by yourself. You can start to rampage, to do your affirmation robotic. You can start to do EFT tapping, when we are tapping while affirming, you can do that. Some people, we can go to meditation, you can go take a walk, does not matter. Do something that's going to take you out from focusing on that, focusing from this pain. The trap is, I feel angry, I feel scared. I react in the sense that I feel angry, I feel scared, and you start to enter in a fight with someone, or you start to question your entire life. No, I should not do this. I don't like it. This pisses me off. I hate this life. And you see, this is where the narrative is getting fed. That's what's called reacted. Reacted is not having the emotion or crying. The reaction is entertaining and feeding the old story in your head and started to decide about a bunch of things that we don't want. And then you stop. You realize that, no, manifestation is bullshit. My new identity is bullshit. No, I am not seen. I am not wanted. I always have money problem. Why it's always happening? This is where you quit what you have decided, your new story. So that means at that moment you change your mind and you revert back to the old story. And you dwell in it. You drown, completely drown. And then your next decision maybe will depend on this emotion. This is why sometimes I always say, like, let's never take any decision on the moment when we have a strong emotion, because most of the time it won't be a good decision, or once you will be regulated, you will feel like, why did I say that? So this is exactly the two difference. And by reverting back your mind, this is how you manifest also this constant hot and cold. One day it looks like working, the other day it's collapsing, looks like working, collapsing again, and it's like this hot and cold. Because we cannot have two identity at the same moment. It's either one or the other. Either you have it, either you don't have it. You cannot be both in the same time. So when you are entertaining both story, and I can tell you I've done that a lot, This is why your reality looks very hot and cold. It looks like a roller coaster. One day it's working, the next day no. You got this contract, at the last moment they cancelled. Like, it looks like fucking messy. Because your mind is keep jumping to a story to another, so your reality just follow you. It jumped to another. You could tell me that, yeah, but right now I am being very disciplined and still I see my reality be chaotic, so it doesn't mean I'm wavering. Not obviously. It can just mean like the reality is rearranging itself to give you what you want, and sometimes it goes through chaos. Like, I always take this example because that's the more grounded reality. When you are doing renovation in your house, you need to destroy everything or to remove everything to make a huge mess up, to clear everything, do your renovation, and then arrange again, and then it will be perfectly like you want. We need this mess up moment. That's what in manifestation they call the bridge of incidents. You need everything. I'm not saying like every time you manifest you need everything to collapse. It's not true. Many things are manifested, nothing ever collapsed. So it's not true. It just depends of what it is. Maybe your resistance. I to be honest, I will be honest with you. I have no idea why in some things there is bridge incidents of no. People say it's because of the resistance, or maybe an old pattern that's being entertained for so long time. So maybe not. I don't know. The only things you have to know is that even though you see everything chaos in front of you, you have to keep deciding the same things. At one time, it has to end. At one time, you will be at the end of the tunnel because you are persistent enough. Maybe it's already working right now when you are seeing this chaos. Maybe it's already working and it's just the bridge of incident that's rearranging your reality to get what you want. Because no matter what has to happen in your reality to get you what you want, it will happen. So this is why none of your business. I know it's hard, but you have to stay just focused, delusional in your head about, no, I have the things I want. I don't care what I'm seeing in front of me. I don't try to interpret this is the bridge, this is wavering. No. As long as you stick to your decision, let the things do what it has to do, and you just stay in this identity. That's all you have to do. And I know that it's not going to be that much easy, because this is the point. Your emotion is going to trigger and activate everything and trying to convince you the opposite, trying to convince you, look, it's not working, look, it will never happen, look, what you ask for to manifest is completely impossible, look at what's happening in front of you. This is where you will fucking panic, your nervous system will react. So on the paper, it's simple. You just need to persist in this identity on the ground reality level. And that's what I reproach a lot of coaches don't talk about, because they're like, oh, you just persist, it's fine until it manifests. Yeah, but you are fucking human with emotion. It can look chaos in your head. But still, if you persist, you are doing the right things, even if it looks completely chaos. Even if you have this thousand of emotion, or you feel like you're going crazy because one day you're motivated, the other day everything feels collapsing, then you are back on track, then you feel so much, you are crying every day. Doesn't matter. As long as in your head you entertain the right story, it's going to work a way of another. It has to work. It has to harden into fact. So in your dance, to go back to this topic, when you feel like and you think that things are going wrong, let's say you are not getting the views, you are not getting students to register, or you had a lot of students but everyone is quitting for some reason, when you see that things are not going the way you want, pause and ask yourself, what do I decide to be true? In which identity I am, in which reality I am? Do I am in the reality where I have everything I want? And if the answer has to be yes, then you're going to persist and decide, no, I have all these students, I have all these views, I have all this contract, I have all this money. What I'm seeing right now is not the truth. I decide what's the truth, and you persist and you regulate if you need. But you certainly not give up. The only way to fail a manifestation is to give up. Because you never really fail a manifestation. Like, our life is the entire proof that we manifest all the time. It's just now we are taking back control on it. Now we are doing it consciously. So you have to stay consistent in deciding, like, what is my story? What's the new story I want? And then you act and think from it. And even if you don't act today, you still need to entertain the same story over and over. The same new story. The same way you have entertained the old story over and over. We are just reversing engineering the old shit, and we are doing the same for our new identity. But it looks so familiar to you to think about yourself about, it's hard, I'm not getting the views, I'm getting less students, I don't know, I don't get enough contract, I don't dance enough on stage. Yeah, you are so used to rehearse this old identity that you don't even realize that that's all you did to manifest it, just rehearsing it. Because now when you realize the good story, it's maybe not moving at the speed you want for any reason. So this is why you think like, maybe it's hard, maybe it's this. But no, it's just entertaining a new story. That's all that you have to do. You do the same things you used to do for all the negative and unwanted stuff. Now you do it for the good stuff. That's it. So I hope this video has been useful. If you have any question, any concern, any topic you want me to talk about, you can always comment in the section below. Do not forget that if you want to try my Mind Disruptive Challenge, it's really life-changing because it will really help you to do what I'm teaching you in this channel. To do it in real time, anytime it's popping in your reality, you will have that guideline about, okay, this is what I have to do. You go pick it up in my temple, go steal it in my Temple of Flow. It is in the free part. You just go to the link and you directly access the challenge of this disrupting mindset. You will see it's really amazing and it will help you to manifest so much in your life. So thank you for being here. I wish you a very good weekend and see you again on Monday.